Hey guys, welcome to USL Lifestyle, where you get to live your life differently. I'm your host, Ayasha Roberson, and it is Black History Month. So for this month, I'm going to be featuring business owners, people who are powerhouses, entrepreneurs, people who are doing great things that you may not know about who are African American. And I want to make sure throughout the month of February, you guys get to learn about new Black people that you may not know about who are doing great things and positive things throughout their community, and you can make sure you connect with them as well. So on the first edition of USL Lifestyle for February, I have the beautiful, most talented, she is a powerhouse. This is a young lady I met over a year ago. She is very much into mental health and awareness. She has this great story about her trials and tribulations. And of course, she is a business owner as well. And she just does so many things. And I'm always inspired to hear about her story and hear about how she has overcome so much adversity in her life and how she has actually have these two children who are doing great things as well. So without further ado, let me help you welcome and bring to the stage my dear, good colleague, and she is actually starting to become a friend of mine, Miss De'Etra. Yeah.
Hi, Aisha.
How are
Thank you
you doing,
for
De'Etra?
having me. I'm fine. Thank you for having me. I appreciate the invite.
No, I appreciate you doing the show. So can you tell the fans out here a little bit about your business and who you are as a person of color celebrating this Black History Month?
Yes, we are in February. Black History Month is here. I celebrate every day with my children. But as far as myself, like you said, my name is De'Etra Pickett, and I'm an entrepreneur. I've worked in the field of political science, criminal justice, human service, social services for years. Um, didn't always quite work out for me in those areas. Always got hit with, layoff after layoff. From that point on, I thought that it was best because I got word from an old boss, one of my favorite bosses in the world, Mr. Lee. Shout out to Mr. Lee, to start my own business. And I was grateful that it was a male that gave me that push. So I started my own business. So I do professional development coaching, professional development consulting. I call myself the Jack A of all trades, uh, because I do so much. I started off as a notary, doing resumes, doing field inspections, doing investigations, and some work for banks and different loaners, to go in and do investigations on businesses and companies and construction sites, things like that. So I took that and just grew my business into professional development because I had so many issues with working with leadership, and getting along with leadership, because you have all these bright ideas and they don't always want you to present those ideas. So I just thought that it would be very important that I start this professional development consulting business where I can go speak to other leaders, organizations, companies, community organizations, schools, and just give them the insight on being a leader and how to effectively communicate with your staff and your company. So, and I was surprised that I did that, because as a I think my kids grew me up to be that public speaker, being that disciplinarian. I learned how to voice myself and, talk to the staff at school and everything. So, it opened me up to, a lot of doors. But like you said, I do so much, do so much with my time, and being a single mom, starting the single mom hustle. That was something that I started years ago, where I would just go out and try new things, whether it was DoorDash, Uber, and then I would go back and I would present it to the single moms in that group that I had on Facebook. And I would give out my referral codes, and I wouldn't have to drive again. I wouldn't have to deliver again, because they would use my referral code and they would start driving. And then I would hear this ding. Oh, Sonia just completed 30 trips, and I got paid maybe $500 because they did 30 trips. So I learned how to pretty much make my side hustle my business. So with two kids, I figured that was something that I needed to do. And now I take all those ideas and I've made a career consulting, professional development consulting business.
This is so mind-blowing to hear how your story has actually motivated you to become this powerhouse, this woman, and you were able to take all the skills that you have and combine it and make it your own business and make it a business that people actually grow from and they prosper and they actually learn maybe a skill set as well. Because going into a lot of organizations today, and a lot of organizations need someone like that works on personal development, because a lot of times some people who are leaders don't have those personal development skills as well, and they talk to their staff real crazy, or it's just a very cold or isolated environment, or makes the environment feel very negative, and you can feel that energy. And that's why a lot of companies have a high retention rate when it comes to having staff being there for a long period of time. And there's a lot of times it has a lot to do with the way the leadership is structured and how they deliver a lot of information towards their staff. So these are trainings that are meaningful for businesses, whether you're a big business or small business, or even if you're a nonprofit, like De'Etra said, or a church, any type of establishment where you have people and the leadership is not really together and you need these staff development trainings. And these trainings should be done not just yearly, they should be done maybe every 6 months. Sometimes people do these staff trainings every 3 months, depending on the staffing and where they fall in line, and what type of trainings they need. Whether it could be dress code or addressing a coworker, interpersonal skills, communication skills, customer service skills. These are basic things.
And
Okay.
that's my big ones: conflict resolution and effective communication with staff and leadership. And I was just doing the effective communication with the staff when the new staff come in. But as I trained that staff, or the older staff that's been there for a while, I learned that I needed to do this with the leadership. And a lot of times the leaders are just drop their staff in a room, and they have to sit in the training and they're not there. And I'm going, then I talk to the staff, and now the leaders, they should be there. So now, I've developed the effective communication for leadership as well. And I have a whole leadership module where I actually present this training to them. And it's just not, myself. I have other partners as well that do other trainings as well. I have former NYPD officers, I have professors, I have career relationship coaches. I've asked you before, I would, anybody who has an expertise in an area, I can bring them to an organization, a church, a school. And, right now, I'm still building my business, I'm still looking for contracts, and it's really hard. It's not easy as a single mom to do that, even though my kids are adults now. But but I enjoy the flexibility, and this is why I decided to do the entrepreneurship. And it's not a lot of minorities doing it. It's not a lot. I've actually sat in trainings where I never saw a face like ours come into the meeting and train us. I never once have I seen a woman come in, a woman put her kids up on the screen doing her PowerPoint and say, "I'm a mom." She didn't look like us, Ayasha. She didn't look. I said, you know what? This is something that I do. And I made it my business to try to start something like that, because I wasn't happy.
Correct.
I needed to see a change,
And it's great because we need more people like yourself that's breaking into these other arenas where you don't have a lot of diversity, and it's all about inclusion and diversity when it comes to different companies. And we think of it 2023, there should be more people of color in all these rankings. There's been places where the glass ceiling has never been broken, and it's always been the same person, whether it's a white male in that position or a white female in that position. It has never been someone that is African American or someone that is of the Black diaspora in these positions. And you can feel somewhat isolated or not knowing how to really address these issues other than always making it a black and white issue. And it's not really about that. And that's why it's great to have someone like De'Etra at your job, really working with the administrators and working with the leadership first, and then kind of trickling down and working with the staff as well to get more of that diversity and inclusion at your workplace. And it's so important because we are living in a climate that we need to focus and talk about things that may be somewhat biased towards someone else, or you have these little things that goes on in the office place that is conflict resolution, but it's also some other things that's going on as well. And you may not have the department at your job, like an HR or whatever it may be, to kind of like take care of that. This is where De'Etra Country comes in, and they can help get a contract with you guys and actually help with those type of issues that's going on inside your company. Because the last thing you want to have is a lawsuit for
Right.
someone saying that nothing was done about X, Y, and Z. I complained to X, Y, and Z, and nothing was done about it. So I think it's very important to have personal development and all those things at your company if you're a smaller business or a medium-sized business that is growing and you're expanding. And it's good to have even trainings on these things as well throughout this new year. So make sure you contact De'Etra. De'Etra, can you give the fans out there your social media and how can they get in contact with you in regards to wanting to book you or do a contract for your
Oh,
personal?
and most definitely. And before I give out the information, I just also want to say, even the startup businesses, that's my baby right there. Helping the startup businesses. I've done plenty of LLCs out of the state of New Jersey. I consult with people who just want an idea of, they just have an idea and they can't sleep because they thinking about starting a business.
Mm-hmm.
And haven't been able to do it. So I come in, a friend of mine have called me the business psychic before. Well, I and talk to someone and just come up with, find out their strengths and needs, find out their interests, their interests and their hobbies. And we take those side hustles and we create a business for them, So I also do that. That's my baby. That's what I love the most doing. So I set up those LLCs, and in New Jersey, I do it the same day. You get your documentation so that you can, go set up your bank account, get your books ready, have your book of business started, So I set that up with them and I actually run through it with them, come up with the business ideas, brand it. I have a background in marketing. So I do the marketing, digital marketing as well. And every business I support and I advertise, so I put it on my social media. My social media is Diamond TNT Services _ LLC. And you can also email me at diamondtntservices@gmail.com. So I have a number of, outlets that people can, get their promotion and their ads, and I refer them as well. So not only my business am I pushing, I push other people as well. I even started my show and I started doing a live on Instagram. You were a person on my show. You were my guest on.
I was on your show.
So a lot of people, gave great reviews on that show as well. So my show was Community and Connection Chats with D. We just started season 2 of our show. It's on YouTube, so hopefully people can still go watch. The first few episodes. I have about 13 from last year. Actually taped 2 weeks ago. We taped our first show of the season, and I'll be putting it out for before Valentine's Day, because it's 2 authors I interviewed, and it's great for Valentine's Day for people to hear that and go out and purchase their books. So I promote businesses on that platform as well. It's Community and Connection Chats with D, and it's people that I feel are my icons from my community, people that don't get the spotlight, that's doing so much in our community, business owners, advocates. We've done grief and loss, people who are going through therapy, and people who went through addiction and alcoholism. So, and they're recovered at this point, so they speak about recovery. It was so much that we talked about last year, and I can't wait for this year. Hopefully get you back on, Ayesha.
Definitely. No, I want to apologize in regards to that, De'Etra. Yes, she is. I'm telling you, she said that she is a jack of all trades. She is a powerhouse. So she talked about, if you have you're starting a new business and you need help with the LLC and getting it registered through the state of New Jersey, De'Etra will be the person for you. Even if it's a nonprofit, she can help you start those initials as well. She can help you, coach you through other things as well when it comes to really get your vision out there. Because a lot of times we need someone to help us formulate the vision. We may have a vision, but it's not formulated, maybe a little scattered. So she helps with people doing that as well, but she also helps with promoting your business, so social media and marketing. So this is a woman that also has a platform as well, so she can also feature your business on her show, and she has these great guests on her show as well, especially from last year. I remember I listened to quite a few episodes. She had some really good people on her show, from artists, like she said, to advocates, everyday people who are just really overcoming adversity in their personal life, and their story needs to be told. So she is just a great person to be connected with, and follow her, and you make sure you get your business together. Make sure you get your business together. This is your year, 2023. It's still the beginning of the year, even though we are finished with January. This is a great time to really buckle down on those businesses and goals that you have and get them off the ground.
That's
And
right.
yeah, go
And
ahead.
going, even with your annual filings, I handle those too. So if you don't have a registered agent, if you don't have anyone that's keeping track of your business licenses, your LLC, your EIN, and your annual filing, because some people think they can start a business and they just, oh, I have an LLC. I started it in 2015. Okay, what have you done with your business? Have you did your annual filing? So some people don't know that's things that they're supposed to do every year. So as your registered agent, I get all those documents when the state is telling you, and the government is reaching out saying, your license is your LLC is about to expire, or we're about to take your LLC away from you because you're not doing your filing. I handle all that. I remind you about your filings, everything. So that's another piece that I do with the business. My professional development is professional development for businesses.
That's great. I'm
Mm-hmm.
excited for you, De'Etra, and I believe 2023 is just going to be this really big and great year for you. And I'm excited to see all the things that's going to be happening with your shows, and with all the new customers you're going to have, and really changing people's life when it comes to making their businesses become that reality.
Thank you.
So you're
And
welcome.
I want people to know, when I do talk about, entrepreneurship, that things that people don't tell you, it's not easy. You're not going to be a millionaire overnight. You're not going to, it takes time. It takes sweat. It takes tears. It takes some hard times, and I have to, take this time to thank all the people who have been there for me and my children when those times were hard, when I had another business idea and I wanted to work on that business idea, or when a contract didn't go through as planned. I had that support where people would, actually be there for me, whether it was emotionally, financially supportive, of me and my kids. And those who would buy products or buy a service from me, come to a workshop, attend a master class. I appreciate those people, even people who it wasn't for their job, but they wanted to pay for a master class. They didn't want to be a notary, but they paid for a master class, so I appreciate those people, and I appreciate those who buy my ebooks, so I'm greatly appreciative of that.
That's great. I'm so empowered and inspired by your story. So if you're a young female who's African American, who's a single parent, or if you're older female who's a single parent who is not African American but can actually be inspired by De'Etra's story and how she's overcome so much adversity in her life. You can do it. You can actually motivate yourself. You have to just stay in there and keep on moving forward no matter how hard things get for you. It's going to get better. It's eventually going to get better. And when we go through the blood, sweat, and tears, that builds tenacity, that builds character, it builds humbleness, it builds strength. So whatever is going to come next is going to be even, and maybe even another struggle, a different type of struggle, but you'll be able to handle it more because you have overcome that greater struggle, that beginning. And anytime we start something, it's going to be a little bit of a struggle. It's just part of life. And we have to go through that transformation period. I call it a transformation period anytime we have to go through.
That's what it absolutely is. Transformation, because you may have an idea, you may start something and it may not worked out. I have started so many different business ideas and it just didn't work out. I've spent money on business ideas and it just didn't work out for me. And eventually when I get into it, you get into it and you go, oh, you can make so much money off of it, but when you start doing it, it's not here.
Correct.
It's not something that's in the heart, and I don't feel comfortable doing it. And it's just nothing that I'm taking pride in because it's not of my interest. So why I just said, let me broaden my horizons and, work with the people who have all these genius ideas out here, or somebody who wants to start a business. I can give them these gems. I can help them with these gems to get that business started. So and I was a selfish little girl when I was little. I was the only child for a long time. So I am proud to not be that selfish little girl, grown woman now, give out so much. And I really want my kids to see that's a gem that I want them to carry on to and not be selfish.
Yeah, and I think you do a great job having that legacy with your children and passing that on. And that's really what it's about. It's about passing on those good qualities and good things about yourself and really learning from our experiences versus becoming bitter from our experiences. Because sometimes we may feel as though we should have this and we should have that. But everything happens for a reason, and it's great to now look back and understand some of the adversity that you have gone through that has made you into the person that you are today. And so without the struggles and challenges that De'Etra had when she was younger, she wouldn't be able to value and appreciate life and be grateful for where she is now.
Credit. Yeah. And I don't regret any of it, because it all taught me a lesson, and now be able to, be pressured to help create footsteps in the snow, so that, hopefully, it can be followed and passed on, from generation to generation. And, if one day I become a grandmother, I want my kids to be able to tell that to their children, and I'm glad that I was able to pass it on to my daughter. She's an entrepreneur herself.
Yes.
Just celebrated her birthday yesterday. She's in her 20s. So she's at the age where I can't tell her age anymore. So, but yes, birthday, and she's already in college for business. She's already started entrepreneurship, and I'm so proud of that. But my son, we're still working on my son. He's in high school, but he's learning, and he's taking the steps on entrepreneurship, and he has so many skills and talents. I just felt like even if he doesn't choose entrepreneurship, I want him to be able to learn. When you see a problem, don't just sit there, do something about it. If there is hardship in your life, get up and do something about it, have something to fall back on, so I'm hoping he takes those skills and he will be fine in life, and I will, I definitely know he will, because I'm on them every day, and I'm telling them every day that, you're a great artist, you do so well. You're a great reseller. He posts something on those resale sites, it sell within 24 hours. And I sit and I have stuff on Poshmark that's been there for 3 years. So that's really good at that.
And it's great that you're able to really find the skill set that your son has and really hone on that skill set and enhance it and encourage him to do that as well. Because I always say to people, you know, it's great to have degrees and all that great stuff, but if something happens and you can't, you know, work, you can actually have a skill that can actually help you to continue to maintain your lifestyle, have a skill set. So it's great to have these skills, and it's great to use these skills as when you are a teenager or even a young adult going from high school into college, and you can enhance those skills as well. And those skills can help uh, elevate
Yeah.
something bigger and brighter than what you could ever experience. So just continue to focus on who you are as a person, your goals, your aspirations, your visions. And 2023 is a great, great year for all of us. And again, De'Etra Pickett, she is the girl that you want really in your corner when it comes to your businesses. So you need to get in contact with her. She is this powerhouse, and I just love her and love the things that she does so much. And I'm so happy that, you know, we were able to talk to you for this Black History Month and feature you as well, De'Etra. So can you tell the fans out there, how could they get in contact with you and book you?
Yeah, you can follow me on social media. I'm on Facebook. You can either go on my business page, Diamond TNT Services, LLC, or you can find me, De'Etra Pickett. If you pull up my page, you'll see my professional picture, but I may have Dee up there because Facebook won't let me change my name. But but I do have in parentheses De'Etra Pickett, so it's me on Facebook. On social media, you can either find me at Sheba_baby_Diamond D, or my business page, Diamond TNT Services _LLC. Okay. I have so many businesses. I have weddings coming up that I'm officiating for that I'm looking forward to. So, it's gonna be a great year. It started off a little rocky this year, but you know what? When things start rocky, people, just stay determined, confident, and compassionate about your skill set and about what you want to do in life and your dreams and your goals, because it's going to happen. It's definitely
Definitely.
for you.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's a great way to close out our show. And thank you guys for watching USL Lifestyle, where you live your life differently. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next episode of our show. Take care of yourselves. Again, happy Black History Month to all those out there. Make sure you support your local Black businesses or even your cyber Black businesses on the internet all throughout the year of 2023, but especially during this Black History Month. And we thank all the ancestors for doing great things and making a way for us to be able to have these platforms and be able to do these things as well. Because without our ancestors and all the people that became before us, we wouldn't be able to get to where we are today. So thank you guys once again for watching our show. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Take care of yourself and